I don't care if I...
Sandy into his windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed a perfect game.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened. Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter. This is a no-hitter. It is gone. It is a walk-off home run for Justin Turner. It's over. Muncy, a walk-off home run. This is way back. Walk 'em off. Chris Taylor.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back.
The Dodgers get embarrassed, lose Game 2 of the NLDS. Is this series over? Can the Dodgers still prevail? That's coming up next on the Dodgers Nation postgame show.
Another payoff. Freddy got him with a slider. Clayton Kershaw. It's Teoscar Hernandez. Mookie masked. It's a grand slam. Showstopper and game ender.
What is up, Dodgers Nation? Welcome to the Dodgers Nation postgame show. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Thanks for joining us after the Dodgers get embarrassed. They get blown out by the San Diego Padres. They lose Game 2 of the NLDS, and this one was about as bad as you could have imagined for this Dodgers team. They lose by a final score of 10-2, a 10-2 bludgeoning by the Padres. The Padres hit 6 home runs. It was the most home runs the Dodgers have ever allowed in a postseason game. They get out hit by the Padres 13-5. They scored just 2 runs, just 3 hits off of Yu Darvish. This Dodgers team got out embarrassed, outclassed. They got outplayed in every single facet of the game tonight. Offensively, they got outplayed, outslugged. The pitching was better. Their grit was better. Their heart was better. Their managing was better. Look, I've been a Dodgers fan my entire life. I've been to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of games. I've watched thousands and thousands and thousands of games. Okay? I followed this team my entire life. Right? Over 30 years, I've been a diehard, true blue Dodgers fan. This was the most embarrassing game I've seen as far as the play on the field and how far they were outplayed, the fans throwing stuff onto the field, okay? This was an embarrassing game for the Dodgers, okay? And we're going to learn a lot about this team in the next couple of days. In the next 24 to 48 hours, we're going to learn a lot about the legacies of Mookie Betts, of Dave Roberts, of Andrew Friedman, of some of these guys on this team, because you cannot, for the 3rd straight year, get bounced in the first round against an NL West opponent and get not just beat, but embarrassed on Sunday on national television. You are getting flat out embarrassed. 10-2. And yes, a loss of 10-2 means the same as a loss of 2-1 or 3-2. But let's be honest here. The Dodgers got bullied today. You had Manny Machado making a big scene in the Padres dugout, rallying his troops. And then what happens? They hit a couple home runs after that. You had Fernando Tatis Jr. doing the crying sign. You had Jurickson Profar getting under the skin of Dodgers fans. Okay? Look, all that's fine and well, but the team just did not do what they needed to do. Mookie Betts goes 0 for 4. 0 for 4 again for Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts, going back to the 2022 postseason, is 0 for his last 21. He hasn't had a hit since the first inning of Game 3 of the 2022 NLDS. He's 3 for his last 42, going all the way back to Game 4 of the 2021 NLCS. Milkbog Mookie is back. Mookie Betts has not shown up. And it's not enough, okay? And yes, this is how legacies are built. Legacies are built in October. So 20 years from now, if this doesn't change, we're going to look back and say Mookie didn't show up when it mattered most. And yes, they wouldn't have won in 2020 without Mookie Betts. Without Mookie, the last World Series that this team would have been back in 1988. But the truth of the matter is Mookie Betts has been a no-show at the plate for whatever reason, better or worse. Great guy, does everything you could ever imagine off the field. He's a 10 out of 10 human being. But for a guy that signed a 12-year, $365 million contract, that is better than this. It's like Rocky Balboa, right? You're better than that. This is not who you are, Mookie. You're one of the best players on the planet. But he's not performing like one. And these results do not say, okay, this is a franchise player, okay? He's not performing like a franchise player. And yes, bad luck there early in the game, and it was definitely a big momentum changer after Fernando Tatis Jr. got a solo home run off of Jack Flaherty there in the first inning. Mookie Betts tries to get the Dodgers right back in this game and tie things up, but unfortunately, Jurickson Profar, he makes a big play.
First one to Mookie Betts is lifted in the air to left field. It sends Profar back, tiptoeing to the corner. He's at the wall. It is. Nobody's sure yet. Now they say
he caught it.
He caught it. Mookie Betts is rounding the bases, thinking that it's a home.
And that's tough luck. That's tough luck right there, because that's a great play. That's a great play by Jurickson Profar, and that's nasty work. I mean, that's absolutely nasty for him to do what he did in that situation, because, look, he knew he had the ball in his hands. And what? I see Dodgers fans out there mad at the Dodgers fan for not interfering or anything like that. Come on now. That's a little ridiculous in that situation. And Mookie's flyout there. I mean, here's the thing, though. I mean, the flyout, it had a 130 expected batting average, but it would have been a home run in 19 of 30 ballparks around Major League Baseball. And I'm not here to say trade Mookie Betts. I think Mookie Betts, I believe in Mookie. I know this is not who he is. But why did this team lose tonight? Their superstars showed up. Fernando Tatis Jr. goes 3 for 4. Who's hitting in their 2-hole? Fernando Tatis Jr. Fernando Tatis Jr. goes 3 for 4, had 2 home runs and 3 RBIs. This series, he's has a .429 slugging percentage. He goes 3 for 4. Luis Arias, he goes 1 for 5. Jurickson Profar, he goes 2 for 4. Had the Dodgers superstars do today? Had the MV3 perform? Shohei Ohtani goes 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Mookie Betts 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Freddy Freeman 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Look, you're only as good as your best players sometimes. And right now, through 2 games, it's split it apiece. But the Padres, they steal game 2, and they go back to Petco Park with a lot of momentum, feeling really good about where they are. I mean, think about this. Here's some food for thought. Think about this. Kyle Higashioka, the Padres' number 9 hitter. Their number 9 hitter has 3 home runs this postseason alone. 3 home runs this postseason alone. The Padres' number 9 hitter. Mookie Betts has 3 hits in October since 2021. That's ridiculous. It's absurd. It's mind-boggling. It doesn't make sense. And yes, Shohei did what he did yesterday. He is 1 of 1, but he can't do it by himself. And part of the thing that was a big boost about signing Shohei was that Mookie didn't have to do it all by himself. But there has to be a game where we get the Mookie Betts game, and he breaks out of that slump, and he carries this team. He hits that home run, that big spot. The Dodgers tied things up. I think this is a different ball game. Maybe not, because, look, the truth of the matter is, Jack Flaherty, I see the whole internet, oh, Jack Flaherty, he put Manny Machado in his place by telling him to sit the F down and this and that. Yeah, Flaherty was good-ish. Wasn't great. He was okay. Jack Flaherty went 5 1/3 innings, allowed 4 runs on 5 hits, had just 2 strikeouts and 1 walk. Just 2 strikeouts for Jack Flaherty tonight. The swing and miss for Jack Flaherty, just 5 swings and misses in 90 pitches. That's awful. That's considered extremely below average. And you also look at when the runs were given up, okay? You can't look at this in a vacuum. Sure, I mean, based on what the Dodgers have been getting from their starting pitchers of late, sure, Jack Flaherty performed better than most of them. I mean, he pitched into the 6th inning, and it was the first time a Dodgers starting pitcher has pitched into the 6th inning in the postseason since Max Scherzer did it in Game 3 of the 2021 NLDS. That was 17 postseason games ago. Well, guess what? It's also the fact that he gave up the runs when he did. Gave up 4 runs, but he also gave up the solo home run to Fernando Tatis Jr. in the first inning. When you give up the lead early on, you put more pressure on your offense. And then, since Mookie doesn't get that home run, he gets robbed by Jurickson Profar. What happens? Well, he gives up a 2-run shot to David Peralta, Dodgers legend, and just like that, boom, we can't have nice things. We can't even enjoy the win yesterday. Just like that, the Dodgers are trailing 3-0 for the second consecutive game. And then you got a Yu Darvish who's had a lot of success against this Dodgers team. Man, I wish that Yu Darvish pitched like this for the Dodgers. Sure, the Astros cheated, and they were stealing signs, but still, I mean, this version of Yu Darvish, he totally neutralized, kept this Dodgers offense off balance all night. The Dodgers scored just 1 time off of Yu Darvish. Mookie tried to make it more than once, but unfortunately, a great play by Jurickson Profar. But outside of that, Darvish only allowed 3 hits. And not just the hits, how about the defensive plays by the Padres? The defensive plays. You had the rob job by Jurickson Profar there in the first inning. And how about Fernando Tatis Jr.? Fernando Tatis Jr. robbing Freddy Freeman of what would have been a leadoff double there in the 4th inning, and that proved to be his last at-bat. And look, it's not like the Dodgers didn't have their opportunities, but they just didn't make the most of them. The inning that you go back and you look at and you really just say, okay, they shot themselves in the foot. They were not able to respond. Yesterday, they took some punches, but they were landing punches. Today, they were landing punches, man. They were down. They were down for the count. Look at the second inning. Teoscar Hernandez gets a leadoff single. Then Max Muncy, first pitch, he singles to right. Then Will Smith, with runners on the corners, he draws a 6-pitch walk. That set the Dodgers up with runners on every base. The base is loaded. The sack's juiced. And Gavin Lux at the plate, and a really nice at-bat by Gavin Lux. He falls behind the count 1-2, fouls off a couple pitches. Then the 6th pitch of the at-bat, he hits a sac fly that scored Teoscar Hernandez to give the Dodgers their first run of the night to make it 3-1. And then with runners on first and second, Tommy Edman at the plate, very first pitch, he lines into a double play at first. The Dodgers had the bases loaded and no outs, and they got 1 run in that inning. That was the killer inning. But the bottom line, tonight was unacceptable. The Dodgers got embarrassed and bullied in their home field. And it was just not a good look. But let me know down below in the comments section. What are your thoughts? My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. You are watching the #1 Dodgers show on the internet. This is the #1 Dodgers show on the internet, the Dodgers Nation postgame show and Dodgers Dugout Live. By the way, if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the #1 Dodgers YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Hit that like button. Also, comment down below. Comment Dodgers in 4, Dodgers in 5, so you're eligible for our next giveaway, guys. The series is not over, but let's rant about it right now because tonight wasn't fun. I know you guys were juiced and energized and excited about what happened yesterday. Well, guess what? They got what they wanted. Okay? Look, I was hoping to be back for the NLCS, be back for the World Series. Now I'm afraid I'm going to be there for the end of the year presser on Friday where Andrew Friedman explains what went wrong. Okay? I don't want that to happen again. I believe in the guys on this team. I know what they're capable of. Just tonight, that Padres team, they felt like the closer team. They felt like they wanted more, frankly. Okay? And sure, Manny Machado, just trying to have a little PR moment there. Hey, cameras, look at me. Hey, get every Fox camera. Come here. Every Fox camera. Come show me. Hey, you guys. Hey, come show me. Pumping up my crowd. So it's a nice moment for me. Oh, whatever, man. Do what you got to do. Right? But it's the optics. He's playing the optics, man. Here we go. Extreme is 11 divisions in 1. We got Dodgers waste our time every season. Adam 818. Mookie looks like he's not mentally there. Looks disconnected. Jaime Hernandez. He definitely looks like he's in his head a little bit. I mean, the body language, the shots of him in the dugout, they're not very encouraging. I mean, I didn't see one word coming out of Dave Roberts' mouth for the last couple of minutes. Only time I saw Dave Roberts get upset there was later in the game after Fernando Tatis Jr. was hit, and when Fernando Tatis Jr. was hit, they issued a warning, and then Profar was talking to Will Smith, and then Manny Machado had those moments with Jack Flaherty and all that stuff. But look, I mean, the truth of the matter is, you got to perform, man. Here we go. Padres are a nobody team. I mean, I disagree with you on that one. Padres are a team that went 43-19 after starting 50-50 and are in a good spot to advance to the NLCS unless the Dodgers do something about it. Man, I had the best Mexican food tonight. Just went to a little Lucy's on La Brea, but man, it makes me thirsty. Dodgers in something that works. Dodgers in 4. Please get rid of Betts and Yamamoto. Our fans acted like trashy Raiders fans. Dodgers fans, do better. Do better. Okay, man. Like, I get it, sure. And I don't tell fans how to fan. If you want to boo, if you want to heckle, I'm all cool with that. But I mean. Look, I will say I did feel like there was one point there was more fine Dodgers fans in the team for a couple minutes there, but I don't believe that to be true. I think baseball is a different sport where you don't show your fight as much. And I will tell you this, it's not because of lack of want, right? It's not because of lack of want. The Padres don't want it more. It might look like it. It might look like it, but no one on the Padres wants to win the World Series more than Shohei Ohtani, right? Now, Freddy's won his World Series. Mookie's won his World Series. Are they as hungry as Shohei? I don't think they are. Are they as hungry as Teoscar Hernandez? I mean, Mookie did say he wanted to win multiple World Series titles, so there is that. But okay, we got no sound. There we go. Let's see here. We got same story, different year. Screw the Padres. This game was a good beatdown for the Dodgers and hope. Don't worry, guys. You guys know how I get down. I'll give you my positive mid-chilada half-full takes later. And we'll start to hopefully think a little differently about this series. I mean, not a lot of great feelings about it right now, but still, we'll be able to talk about that. We got some super chats. We got a 1999 super chat down below. I'm going to get to that. 199 from Big Boss. Lux looks locked in. Ohtani looks bad tonight. Not a great night for Shohei Ohtani for sure. We'll kind of go over his at-bats. But, I mean, you look at this team in general, kind of the other run opportunity. So we talked about what happened there in the second inning where they were able to just get one run on 2 hits after having the bases loaded, no outs. Well, you look at the bottom of the third inning, nothing really doing. I mean, the bottom of the lineup, after having a lot of success and giving opportunities for Shohei, is that third inning, Ohtani grounded out. Bottom of the fourth inning, Dodgers go down order 1, 2, and 3. Bottom of the fifth inning, Gavin Lux did get a 1-out single to center. And then Tommy Edman grounded into a fielder's choice at first. He would eventually steal second. And then with the runner on second in a 3-1 game, Miguel Rojas, he ends up flying to right. Then top of the sixth inning, Jack Flaherty still out there. He hits Tatis Jr. with a pitch. He tries to go with the sinker inside. He hits him right on there. It's okay. Puts a ringworm cream on that. You'll feel better, Tatis. And then Profar, really well-executed bunt. I mean, that's the thing. They out-savvy the Dodgers. Better defense, better execution. You saw some bunts in there, saw some creativity. And there was an example right there. Jurickson Profar, he lays down the bunt, and they have runners on first and second with no outs. And then Flaherty comes back. Really cool at bat. I mean, 6th pitch, he did strike out Machado swinging, told him to sit the F down. We don't need a John Boy breakdown for that one. But, he said sit the F down. And then Anthony Bonda comes in. So Anthony Bonda entered the game with runners on first and second. At that point, you got Jackson Merrill at the plate. Bonda really hasn't had a ton of experience, right? I mean, in the postseason, it's a big spot for him. 1-0 count, and he gives the single. And he just didn't go up there and he hold and get the job done. And you didn't see elite bullpen performance from him tonight. I mean, that every run was such a premium for the Padres early on that from going from 3-1 to 4-1, it really, with the way the Dodgers were struggling against Yu Darvish, it really did feel like this game was out of reach at that point. So that run was so crucial. Merrill singled to let that score Tatis to make it 4-1. He does bounce back to get Bogarts to ground to second, and then he struck out Cronenworth with a 4-seam fastball up in the zone, but just more of nothing. I mean, bottom of the 6th inning. Ohtani, I don't know if Ohtani going up against his childhood idol, Yu Darvish, just wasn't ready for him mentally, or they just had his number for him because, I mean, tonight, Ohtani, 3-2 count. leading off the 6th inning, he grounded out for the first out, and then Betts just not a good at bat. 0-1 count. He just pops to second. I mean, Betts looks very in between on his swing right now. He's not seeing it very well, and he's just in that October mood that we've seen him in for the last couple of years, and it's unfortunate. This time every year it feels like Mookie Betts just does not look like a dynamic hitter, and then Kike, he flied to center on another really nice play there by Jackson Merrill. So very difference-making defense for the Padres on top of everything. Look, if you're going to hit 6 home runs in the Padres, you're going to win most likely 99% of the time. But when you hit 6 home runs, play elite defense, get quality out of Yu Darvish, limiting hard contact, having his way with this Dodgers lineup, and then you add grit and heart on top of that. I mean, it was the perfect performance. They put it all together tonight for the San Diego Padres, right? I mean, they were just leveling up, and that was kind of the fully realized version of what they're trying to be as a team. And then, bottom of the 7th inning, Teoscar Hernandez, after the delay, you had an 11-minute delay there. 11-minute delay, you had fans throwing balls onto the crowd. And, we'll wait to see more on that. I'm trying to see if we can get more information on that. Have you guys seen any videos of that as far as the fans throwing the stuff onto the crowd? Because I haven't seen really what it was, but it was going to be an interesting subplot either way, because at the end of the day, you saw Yu Darvish on the mound. He was squatting. He looked a little irritated, antsy to get back up and pitching again. And the first hitter he faced, Teoscar Hernandez, he was able to take advantage because Yu Darvish falls behind the count 2-0, and then he ultimately walks Teoscar on 7 pitches. And look, it's a 4-1 game in the 7th. 4-1 in the 7th. This game isn't over. It looked like the Dodgers still had one more rally in them to try to get back into this thing. And then after that, Max Muncy, atrocious at-bat there. 1-1 count, his pops to shortstop. I mean, how many times do we see lazy pop-ups tonight? Infield pop-ups, just not good at-bats. It'd be one thing, it was, okay, the BABIP gods came down, the Dodgers were scorching everything, and it was going right into the gloves of the Padres. No. I mean, sure, they were robbed a couple times, we pointed those out, but lots of bad at-bats and lazy infield pop-ups. Then after that, Teoscar with 1 out, he steals second. Will Smith grounds to third, and then Lux flies to center. So that was really the last inning that the Dodgers really were a threat. Then the top of the 8th inning, the floodgates came off. The proverbial wheels, so to speak, came off for the Dodgers. Fernando Tatis Jr. ground to third. Profar fly to center. You're like, okay, 2 outs, 4-1 game, still in this one. Well, and that's when Ryan Brazier, he gave the single to Manny Machado, and then Jackson Merrill, first pitch, 4-seam fastball, leaves it out of the plate, 94 miles per hour, and Jackson Merrill homered to left center. So for the Padres, you got their number 9 hitter homering, you got their rookies homering. For the Dodgers, Mookie Betts can't even get a base hit right now, and a lot of their guys are struggling at the moment and not coming up in big spots. And then following that, Michael Grove, I know a lot of you guys love Michael Grove. He comes in and he gives up a home run to Xander Bogaerts. That stretches the Padres' lead to 7-1. And at that point, you're saying, okay, when's game 3? At least you're saving the high leverage guys. And then bottom of the 8th inning, Tanner Scott into pitch for San Diego. After Tommy Edman reached on an infield single to third and Miguel Rojas fouled out for the first out, Shohei Ohtani, not a good at-bat. He strikes out on 3 pitches. Tanner Scott has owned Shohei Ohtani throughout his career. Shohei has not had a ton of success, and it showed in this one. And really, it feels like A.J. Preller traded for Tanner Scott to be that get-out Ohtani emergency type of pitcher. That's how he was used tonight. I mean, they didn't have him in a high-leverage situation, but Shohei, he swings and misses at a 97-mile-per-hour fastball up and in. Just not a competitive at-bat there. Then the 9th inning, to add insult to injury, the Padres get another 3 runs on 4 hits. Higashioka hit a home run to make it 8-1. Tatis Jr. hit his second home run of the night after a Luis Arias single. That was it. So that goes to a 2-run shot. Then Profar singled to right. I mean, it was ugly. It was ugly. Max Muncy did get a little, garbage time home run there in the 9th inning. So hopefully that gets him going. Muncy hit a solo shot there in the 9th inning. So hopefully that's a sign of something positive to come. But for me, it was the Chris Paul meme, the Chris Paul 42 points meme. If you guys know that one with Max Muncy, where Chris Paul hits a huge 3 to cut the Warriors lead to 42. I mean, that's kind of how that one feels to me. So nothing really much doing there, but that's the game recap. Now let's get into the takes, guys. Welcome to Dodgers Nation post-game show. I'm going to dedicate the rest of the show to all your takes on Dodger baseball on a scale of 1 to 10 right now. What is your concern level for this series? And yes or no, is this series over? D-Mac, I need that Mitch Latta half full. Alex, it's coming. Trust me, it's coming. Kind of hinted at one there, because the truth is, you didn't see the high leverage guys. And with Buehler and Knack going in the next couple of games, you're going to need to lean on that bullpen for sure. Profar and Tatis wondering why they're being thrown at when they're taunting fans. G-Rob. Yeah, I mean, they're still, I mean, they're definitely some snowflakes. Trust me, man. They're definitely not guys that you love. And they kind of dig their own grave there for sure. But still, either way, this gives me D-backs, flashbacks. We got Freeman is done for. We got, we're going to get a Freddy Freeman update, because Freddy Freeman left the game after that Fernando Tatis Jr. catch there in the 4th inning. Max Muncy comes in to replace him at first base. Then Kike, he goes to third, and we're going to find out what happened with Freddie Freeman to see if we get the latest on Freddie Freeman, because that's bad news. That's bad news, especially with the way that Mookie is hitting right now. So we await an update on Freddie Freeman, and I'll definitely give the latest. The Dodgers announced that it was right ankle discomfort. So, I mean, there you go. So here's your 10, 9, 7, your current concern level. Nathan says 10. Marco says 10. Gary says 10, it's over. Ethan says 10, it's over. Scott says 10, it's over. Alex says Muncy homered off a guy who has pitched 10 innings in the majors. 11, it's over. Bob Bowie says 100. 11 from Bomer, 33. So yeah, a lot of you guys are, give me some reasons though. Give me some reasons why you think that the Dodgers are still going to win this series. And I'm going to try to give you guys an update on Freddie Freeman as we await Dave Roberts, who is going to be addressing the media very, very shortly here. 6 and 7 Dodgers in 5. There you go. I like that. I like the Dodgers in 5. Give you a comment of the show for that. Not Dodgers will have a revenge game 3. Yeah, basically look at it this way. It's a 3-game series. It's a 3-game series where you have to get one in San Diego to bring it back to Dodger Stadium for game 5. And they're certainly capable of winning in San Diego, okay? Let's just be honest here. Give it to them. We got to 5, not even over the Dodgers in 5. Butane, I trust. Offense got to show up. A 10. Let's see. We got Dodgers in 5. I'm terrified of Knack. Yeah, Knack's the man, dude. D-Mac, I still have faith. Shadow Tempest. Victor Ruiz, 10. You guys are being mean. Sneaky Panda, $2. I just did a witchcraft spell on the Padres. Oh, there we go. I like that. We got Otani, run that team. Here we go. So we got a little update. So pretty much no update on Freddie Freeman. Dave Roberts, this is from Jack Harris of the LA Times. Dave Roberts did not have much of an update on Freddie's ankle. They're going to see how it feels during the workout tomorrow. So not very encouraging. But still, we'll see. D-Mac, what do you think about game 3? I mean, game 3, it's going to be difficult for sure because you're in San Diego. Walker Buehler, there's no stat that Buehler's put up that would indicate that you feel a lot of confidence. You just kind of have to hope that the October lights shine bright on him and he digs deep. And the fact is, he has pitched better of late. There has been some signs. It's almost like, hey, it's like Anakin is still in Darth Vader somewhere, right? There is some signs that Walker Buehler is in there somewhere as far as someone that can be somewhat effective. But, yeah, I think the Dodgers need to go in there. And it doesn't matter. They have to go in there just absolutely I mean, you got Walker Buehler on the bump, posting a 5.38 ERA this season. You got to just have to hope that they go up there and they have a mad performance, a revenge performance, because they felt like they're embarrassed. I mean, for me, the way I look at it in this one is they have to be angry, okay? They have to absolutely have to be angry. And that Padres team, he had multiple warnings from Dodgers PA announcer Todd Lights because Dodgers fans were throwing objects onto the field, okay? That's how ugly this one was. And this Padres team, they galvanized behind it. Not only manager Mike Schilt, you had Manny Machado. And look, the truth is, after all that, once play resumed, the Padres, they scored 3 more runs. You had the home runs by Xander Bogaerts and Jackson Merrill, right? And then you also have the one from you have the ones later from Higashioka and Tatis. So I mean, there was more home runs to come. So look, this team needs to regroup. They absolutely need to regroup, and they need to just flush this loss and go down to San Diego and almost want to be the villain. I mean, at Dodger Stadium, you're playing in front of your fans, and when you're trailing early, there's this you guys, if you've ever been there, there's this nervous energy. You can cut it with a knife. It's so sharp at Dodger Stadium in the postseason, and you can feel it. Well, hopefully the Dodgers are going to have that feeling like, okay, now we're in your home field. We're in your home ballpark, and we want to play the spoiler. We're the villains, right? We want your fans to be the nervous ones, okay? Bring on the beat LA chants. This team they need to break through this. They're never going to win a World Series unless they finally pass this Padres test. And something needs to change. Something needs to change. If the Dodgers lose this series, they need to change the manager. You need to change executives. You need to change people in the scouting department and the player development. You need to change a lot of things. If you have peak Ohtani, you're supposed to have prime Betts and Freddy Freeman in a stacked lineup. And yes, the pitching has been decimated by injuries, but if that's the case, then you need to change who's making the decision to sign these pitchers that are getting injured or developing these pitchers that are getting injured. There needs to be significant changes. There needs to be significant changes if and when the Dodgers lose this series. Now, will it happen? I still have faith. I still think the Dodgers have a chance to bring this back to LA. And we'll see. If you find a way to get Game 3, that brings a lot of pressure on the Padres in Game 4 to try to avoid losing their own home field. So, I mean, look, you got to take one game at a time. It's a big cliche, but, I mean, still, this is tough, man. This is tough. Like I said, the performance tonight, it's going to go down as kind of one of the more embarrassing losses in franchise history. And if they go on to lose this series, this is the game you're going to look at. This is the game you look at as the turning point. Philip Subia, who's angry besides Shohei? Mookie, no, he ain't Freddy out. Who's going to get angry? Yeah, I mean, it begs the question. I mean, it's a worthwhile question. I mean, LC says the only one angry was Jack Flaherty. Yeah, I mean, I like what I saw from Jack Flaherty. I would have liked to see more fight from this Dodgers team. And I heard Justin Turner a couple years ago, and he said that it's tough to show emotion and celebrate unless you're getting hits and you're having big moments and you're coming through in the clutch. And yes, tonight, when you're not having those big moments, sure, you're not having reasons to celebrate, but you know what? Just force it. How about this? Like, you don't need to have a base hit to talk crap to someone who's talking crap to you, right? Artificially create drama if you need to. Sneaky Panda, Padres not letting Dodgers buy tickets at Petco. We got You Mean Padres. That's from Adeline Aquino. Thank you, fans. Oh, gosh, we got the thank you, fans. Jimmy Denson, Dodgers have a bullpen. Yeah, tonight, look, after a great showing last night, Bonda didn't do his job. Brazier didn't do his job. So you look at all these reasons. Offense didn't do enough. You didn't come through in pressure situations when you had opportunities to score runs. You didn't capitalize. Bullpen doesn't do enough. Stars don't do enough. Manager doesn't do enough. Isn't it interesting how it feels like either everyone is on the same page and everyone is pulling their weight and doing what they're supposed to be doing, and then that translates to wins? Or on the flip side, it's either they're doing everything right or they're doing everything wrong. Well, tonight was a night where you lose by a final score of 10-2. You essentially did everything wrong, and the scoreboard, it looks like it. So, I mean, I want to see the Dodgers that we saw in Game 4 of the 2021 NLDS, right? Backs against the wall type of Dodgers, ones that are not going to go out into the night and they're going to put up a big-time fight and make it known that they're not going to go down soft and easy. So, yeah, it's tough. Look, hey, man, what I always say, though, it's baseball, man. Baseball is the cruelest sport ever. 24 hours ago, we were on cloud nine. We were celebrating the first postseason home run of Shohei Ohtani's career. I felt like this team was going to win the World Series just because of the Shohei factor and how big of a difference he makes. And then 24 hours later, we're thinking about a long, cold October and a cold winter. So hopefully that can go 180 again in Game 3. But that's baseball for you. It's the cruel sport. It's not for the faint of heart. I always say, in October, the scariest movie isn't Halloween, isn't The Exorcist, right? It's the Dodgers in the postseason, man, because it'll scare the heck out of you. And baseball in general is designed to break your heart. Look, basketball can ruin your night. Football, it can ruin your week. Baseball can ruin your whole life, okay? A wise man once said that. So that's just kind of how it is sometimes. But down below in the comments section, guys, welcome to the Dodgers Nation postgame show. We are reacting to the Dodgers Game 2 NLDS loss to the Padres. This is ridiculous. Stop throwing sunflower seeds and let's get serious from Bill Salas. Yeah, nothing's that fun. Thomas Workman, D-Mac for general manager. I like that.
Dodger dog of
I'm a dog. I'll pick the team. We'll get us a win. Yeah. Johnny King, analytics need to change no matter what, win or lose. Winning the regular season doesn't get you any trophies. Get batters that put the bat on the ball consistently. Well, I mean, they did do that to a degree. I mean, Miguel Rojas doesn't strike out. Tommy Edman doesn't strike out. Gavin Lux, he has played well and he's performed well. I mean, outside of that Max Muncy home run, the only run they scored was on a Gavin Lux sacrifice fly in the second inning. So he certainly did his job there in that situation. But outside of that, I mean, that's definitely, you kind of look at this box score and what kind of story it tells. Well, we already talked about the first one, the MV3. They want to combine 0 for 8 with 4 strikeouts. That's not going to get it done. And the bottom of the lineup, I mean, it wasn't as good as it was yesterday. But Lux goes 1 for 3. Tommy Edman goes 1 for 3. Miguel Rojas goes 0 for 3. And then the middle there, I mean, Teoscar had the hit. Muncy had a couple of hits. Smith had a couple of walks. Will Smith has been drawing his walks, but still hasn't been able to hit. But, I mean, that Padres team, I mean, 13 hits. 13 hits, 6 home runs is the most ever allowed by a Dodgers team in the postseason. Here, how about I want to see a change. I want to see Andy Pages get an opportunity to play. I think Andy Pages should play. I really do. Because, look, at this point, I'm not saying he should play over Mookie Betts, but yes, Gavin Lux has performed well. But either it's a late game system substitution where you did a couple of bats or you put him in a big spot, they need a spark from someone that does what the Padres do, and that's just they're flat-out hitters in certain spots. And I think when you look at the way he finished the season strong, Andy Pages is someone who, I mean, I don't think he's someone that is going to be held to some of this Dodgers pressure that we felt. I think he's going to go out there and just trying to perform at his very best. And look, you got to make changes earlier than later, just because remember Ryan Pepiot is still waiting to pitch Game 4, right? I mean, in a blink of an eye, this series, and everything this season's been about could be over. So, yeah, I mean, geez, what a rough night, man. What a rough night. I'm worried about Mookie, man. I really am. I can't imagine him going into another offseason after being a no-show in the NLDS. I mean, it's unbelievable. Man, that was good. Here we go. Let's beat those guys, man. Let's beat them, Petco. Those smug Padres. Here we go, guys. Welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show after the Dodgers lose 10-2 to San Diego. Darvish lucked out. Speaking facts, D-Mac was up prone to thrill. Need a better hitter after Ohtani. If this is a horror movie, there's been a lot of sequels. That's a good comment. It's a good comment, Alex. Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of scary movies, man. I mean, perfect. Every once in a while. Corey Seagrass from Adam818. Re-engage the attack in next game. What is wrong with Mookie? He is earning his contract. That's from Michael Wang. What's up, Carrier? Low key, I want to catch a fade with Machado and Tatis. That's from Bryant over on Facebook. D-Mac, you make the loss more bearable. I'm glad we're both mad, from Philip Subia. No one's happy here because you guys are true blue Dodgers fans. D-Mac should manage the Dodgers. Look, I do think, I will say, you guys know I'm a advocate of Dave Roberts. I'm a defender of Dave Roberts. But so the whole story was not just what's going to happen, right? We know that if this team loses at any point, that this season is going to be considered a failure, right? But then it becomes, wait, how did you lose in the NLDS? Did you take it to 5? Were you competitive? Well, now we got the first red flag, and that's you got embarrassed at home in game 2, okay? And your team didn't put up a fight, and they went down softly into the night. Now, if this team bounces back, they win in San Diego, they win 2 in San Diego, fine, cool, we're back on. But if this team doesn't win another game this series, I think that you could justify replacing Dave Roberts at this point, just because that's the only move you can make from an optic standpoint, right? You're not moving off of Mookie Betts, you're not moving off of Shohei Ohtani, you're not moving off of Freddy Freeman. It's not a lot of moves you can make, right? And also, replacing the manager, that's a drop in the bucket financially compared to signing a player or trading a player or any type of player acquisition you can make. So I'm just saying, I mean, they're going to have to do something to save the optics because, look, I mean, if you're going to blame, at the end of the day, they still just haven't figured out how to have consistent pitching in the postseason. And Flaherty, he fought tonight. He was gritty tonight. Still gave 4 runs in 5 1/3 innings, right? That's not a quality start by any stretch. No swing and miss. 5 swings and misses tonight for Jack Flaherty. Yamamoto and Jack Flaherty, they failed their test, to be honest. I think Yamamoto failed more than Flaherty. Flaherty definitely had guts, and honestly, he gave them a chance to win, right? It's not like he got rocked or anything like that, but we're not looking for a Game 4 starter from Jack Flaherty. If you put up those numbers as a Game 4 starter, awesome. Game 3, maybe. But in the grand scheme of things, they need Jack Flaherty to pitch like a number 1 or number 2 for this team to have a chance to win the World Series. So I think tonight he didn't do a great job in instilling a lot of confidence that he has what it takes to be that guy. So definitely another big takeaway for sure. Jaime Hernandez, Mookie will go bowling and go do his podcast. Ouch. That's a bruh. Roberts can't fire up a fart. That's a bruh. That's from Gary Glenn over there. We need Honeywell. Yeah, fire up the turtleneck, right? We got this playoff format sucks. I mean, 2 games with teams in the same divisions can't play each other. Come on, they played each other enough this year. Some Courtney Roper. I hate it too. I mean, my solution. I think the team with the best record should get to pick their opponent, and they should have reseeding. So I agree with you, but it's Major League Baseball, and they constantly shoot themselves in the foot. And if there's a wrong decision to make, Major League Baseball is probably going to veer on that 9 times out of 10. And when they do make the right decision, it's usually years after they should have done it. So we got to trade Mookie. I mean, first of all, I don't think they should trade Mookie, even if they could. Second of all, my man has 8 years left on his contract and hundreds of millions of dollars and a lot of deferred money. No team's going to want to trade for Mookie Betts. I don't think. I mean, not a lot of teams would want to trade for him based on what is on his contract, even if that were a possibility in the first place. The best thing to do would be for Mookie to play like he's capable of playing. Remember, one of my 10 keys heading into this series was, can we get the postseason offense? the regular season offense in the postseason. Game 1, we got the regular season offense in the postseason, right? They scored 5.2 runs per game in the regular season. Yesterday, they gave you 7 runs. Tonight, I'm not even counting Max Muncy's home run late, okay, because that was meaningless. They essentially scored 1 run when it mattered tonight. And I don't care if Jack Flaherty pitched his best tonight, he still would have probably lost, right, because the bats just didn't do enough. Honestly, Profile can't handle this smoke. He a dog. That's super chat right there. Let's keep checking out the super chats. The fans are not loud enough. Yeah, yes. Last night the fans were loud. Tonight, Dodgers fans not as loud. I think you want to go a little harder. But the same token, I mean, a lot of that falls on the players themselves, man. You got to give the fans a reason to chant, a reason. And when you give up a home run in the first inning and just like that you're trailing, yeah, I mean, the fans are going to be affected by that. So it's tough to blame the fans. I mean, look, it's the biggest stadium in baseball, okay? Dodgers fans are the best and most loyal fans in the game. I'm not going to call out Dodgers fans because the truth is they are ready to cheer. There's another cheer for in a bout. And that's because the players didn't do their job today. And they need to perform better as a group collectively. Joseph, D-Mac is more fire than this whole team. I don't know about that, but I do have a lot of fire. Carol, Padres offense and defense was fire. That's how. I mean, look, I mean, you see it, I see it, right? Marty Flores, SMH, turn the page and let's get some revenge. Marty Flores, I mean, that's the sensible thing to do, and that's the only thing you can do at this point, right? Flush this loss. Just remind yourself that a 10-2 loss counts in the series the same as a 3-2 loss, right? If anything, it hurts you less because you aren't taxing your bullpen. You did not use Evan Phillips and Michael Kopech tonight, right? You still have your high leverage guys, Alex Vesia. So that's definitely going to help because you have Walker Buehler there going in game 3, and he's a big-time mixed bag. Flaherty has C-plus stuff from Sam Vasquez. I would say right now it is definitely C-plus, B-minus stuff. His stuff tonight did not look great, that's for sure. And that's kind of been the fear for Jack Flaherty. I mean, the truth is, numbers-wise, the ERA, the whip, the swing and miss, the strikeout rate, all of his numbers with the Dodgers have been down compared to where they were with the Tigers. And that usually is the case for a lot of pitchers because towards the end of the season, you've already pitched more innings, your arm is more taxed, so your effectiveness is going to go down. On top of that, you talk to people around, yeah, he was dealing with the back injury, and that's a reason why certain teams weren't interested in trading for him at the deadline. So maybe there's some back stuff. I mean, the Dodgers have told us there was a mechanical issue that was leading to the velocity dip that he was experiencing at the end of the season. Tonight, the velocity was up a little bit, so that's a positive sign. Jack Flaherty threw 42 four-seam fastballs, threw it almost 47% of the time, and averaged tonight 93.6 miles per hour. So that was up from his 93.3 mile per hour average on the year. He topped out at 96.3 miles per hour. Also threw that knuckle curve and that slider and that singer, that changeup tonight. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I give Jack Flaherty a lot of credit, and I like the dog he displayed. My big concern about Jack Flaherty is what I saw tonight. Can he be a number 1 or 2 starter for a World Series winning team? No. Emphatically. He did not prove that tonight. Did Yoshinobu Yamamoto prove that in game 1? No. Emphatically. No. So, look, the Dodgers could have won this game, and you would still probably think to yourself, they still have a big issue moving forward as far as their World Series championship prospects, because after you lose Tyler Glasnow and Gavin Stone, Kershaw's done for the year. I mean, Bobby Miller didn't have the year that you'd hoped he would have. I mean, just the starting pitching, somehow, some way, they went out there and they traded for an ace and extended him in Tyler Glasnow. They spent $325 million on a pitcher in Yamamoto. They got the best starting pitcher that was traded at the deadline in Jack Flaherty, and still, somehow, some way, the Padres have better starting pitching than the Dodgers in this series, and that's even with Joe Musgrove missing the rest of the season with Tommy John surgery. So look, Andrew Friedman, great job building this lineup that dominates in the regular season offensively, but from a pitching standpoint, I mean, it's a lot of bad luck for sure, of course. I mean, Glasnow healthy is as dirty and dominant as anyone out there, but still, I mean, just for whatever reason, they have not got into October with reliable starting pitching, and that's the issue this time around once again. I mean, their they're banking on Walker Buehler, who we were talking about being done with the Dodgers multiple times this season. And now Walker Buehler is their only hope in Game 3. And then Landon Knack, someone who really was looking at as a number 4 or 5 starter in Game 4. So, look, the good thing about Buehler, last start against the Padres, 926, he went 5 innings, allowed 1 run on 5 hits. Not a lot of strikeouts, but still, he was solid in that one. And in last month of the season, he did have a sub-5 ERA. You saw the start he had against the Braves in Atlanta, where he had 5 strikeouts in 6 innings. So he has been quietly trending in the right direction. There is some hope, some optimism when it comes to Buehler. Need that 0-20 diamond card playoff Mookie. Come on, EB909. No swagger to match the Padres swagger. That's from Randy over on Facebook. Embarrassment to Roberts. Roberts get lost. That's from Cesar. Shohei Teoscar season 2024. Jack Flaherty said Machado threw a ball at the Dodgers dugout. Yeah, I'm going to do a full breakdown of that, and it'll be interesting to see if there's any other angles of that. But still, hey, shout out to Jack Flaherty, man. I mean, the guy's an LA kid. He's playing for the team he grew up loving. And he's giving it everything he has. And look, he just said it goes to the F down, man. And I love that about him. Jared Olson says, Lance Lynn, Game 3. Come on now. We need decoy. This is from Christian Solis. This is probably the comment of the show. Saying, Christian Solis, we need decoy to start pitching for us at this point, LMAO. You know, it's funny that you say that, because on a serious note, I was thinking to myself, man, are we just going to have to wait until Shohei Ohtani can do it all by himself next season, where he can start, hopefully dominate, and hit, and just say, you know what, I got to do this all by myself? Obviously, it's not true, and other guys have to contribute, but just from a kind of a theoretical standpoint, offensively and from a pitching standpoint, it almost feels that way. Jin Griffey Jr., yo, D-Mac, how should I handle my new flame Padres fan? I've been talking to her for about a month now. Jin Griffey Jr. Look, I think what you got to do is you got to make sure that you convert her to a Dodgers fan. And what you guys should do is saying, this is what you got to do. Whoever wins this series, the other one converts to that. So if the Dodgers win, she converts to a Dodgers fan full time. If the Padres win, you convert to being a Padres fan full-time, but just don't be real with it. Know in your heart of hearts you're always a Dodgers fan. But let's be honest, man. If she's hot, it doesn't matter. No, I'm just kidding, of course. But Josh Holtz, D-Mac, I was thinking about 3 runs we scored on plays they didn't make yesterday. They made the plays today, and we lost. Hope they can do more in the next one. Yes, 100%. There's all those little plays there. Profit barely jumped, not a home run. Flaherty was supposed to be a 3rd starter. Paul Gutierrez, exactly. And that's where he was going to be the perfect 3rd starter. You bump him up 1 spot, then you factor in the decrease in velocity, and then his value, it does drop. Don't worry, D-Mac, we'll have a Game 5 and win it all at home. Carl, I like that. It's comment of the show. Standing ovation. Yeah, we got to do the Trey Turner standing ovation. That's from Janso. Standing ovation for Mookie is only going to work if we can get to a Game 5. Ricky_ZR3. Dodgers broke like D-Mac's back after pounding that torta. Oh,
Finish him.
Come on, man. Why you got to do me like that? My Dodgers lose. Rams lose. Come on now. That's not cool. Just kidding. You guys are hilarious. Why hasn't Decoy pitched yet? He's been focused. He's been locked in. He's been attending the games for sure. King is pitching Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, Michael King, he's been great this season, and we'll spend a whole show breaking down that matchup tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Elmo, I love the dating advice. What's up, Claudia 11? Alberto, what's up? Decoy can follow him. Ohtani steps and be a TW player. Or just dump her. So Blake says just dump her. Yeah, just dump her, man. LOL. Why isn't the media interviewing Mookie and asking him? I don't know. I don't know if Mookie's talked to the media. I'll find out after the game. But a couple more. We got a super chat, a $4.99 super chat. Ryzen indeed. DMAC. But pitching has nothing to do with them not hitting today. They do that every October. It looks like we are repeating 21, 22, and 23. There is a binary relationship in the lack of hitting when it comes to pitching because you're always going to the plate with a deficit, which makes it more difficult to have success at the plate. But I agree with you. I mean, this team needs to hit, right? They average over 5 runs per game in the regular season. They were right at the top in weighted runs created plus against lefties and righties. Tonight, they scored 1 run when it mattered most. NS, if she's a Padres fan, is she really a 10, D-Mac? That's a good one. I like that. It's a fire take. And yes, the answer is no. It's impossible. You cannot be a 10 and a Padres fan. 199. If she got a fat... Come on. All right, it's falling off the rails here, guys. What's up, Brian Gax? What's up, Nipsey Russell? What's up, James Babin? Mookie had a podcast. Okay, you guys are going hard on Mookie Betts. Let's go. We got Joe Manza, D-Mac. Enough of Shohei's dog. Let's stay focused. Let's discuss what we're doing bad and good. Yeah, we've pretty much done that this entire show, and we definitely know what this team needs to do. The sandwich says breaking D-Mac leaves the game with forearm tightness. Yeah, we know what this team needs to do in this one, and we know that the most important thing is for Walker Buehler to give this team a chance early on. I mean, if you're going to give up 3 or 4 runs, Walker Buehler, can it maybe be in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th inning and give this Dodgers team a couple innings to go to the box win a 0-0 game? I mean, I would love to see what this team could do with that because we saw last year how that impacted this offense, and we saw tonight it as well. And look, a lot of bad luck tonight too, man. I mean, some of those defensive plays, the jerks and Profar rob job, it wasn't the Dodgers' night. Doesn't make it acceptable, but it's baseball, and we know what they need to do to get back in the win column in Game 2. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Dodgers Nation post-game show. We're going to be back tomorrow morning for Dodgers Dugout Live, so do not miss that. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe. Subscribe to the #1 Dodgers YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Hit that like button. And if you really want to celebrate the channel and you want to help the channel, you want more giveaways and more content, if you really want to support, leave a like on your way out. Even though it's a loss, leave a like on your way out. It really supports the channel. Like I said, you can follow me on X and Instagram and TikTok at DMAC_LA. Head over there. You can talk ball with me over there. And we'll do a couple walk-off shots here. And we're going to be back to for Dodgers Dugout Live tomorrow morning. So be on the lookout for that. We'll do a more in-depth breakdown of everything. We'll get to the latest news and notes on your boys in blue. Love you, bro. What's up, Nipsey Russell? We got Bruce Davis. Guys are calling Mookie Betts and Mr. Irrelevant. Yeah, it wasn't fun. Dodgers lose, though. Final thoughts. Final thought tonight. Dodgers lose 10-2 to the Padres. And let's just hope that it's not the same old Dodgers. Let's hope that the Dodgers took this loss personal. They flushed it. They'll be ready to go in Game 3. The offense will show up. And you'll see a impassioned dugout, a Dodgers clubhouse that does not want to get punked and bullied and pushed around by this Padres team. Let's see what this team is made of, because legacies are on the line. Legacies are on the line because we can't have a milk box Mookie. If you've seen Mookie Betts, please return to 1000 Vince Scully Avenue as soon as possible because he needs to step up. It's time. It's getting old. It's been too long. He needs to step up. But that's going to do it, guys. Remember, nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue.